Hello everyone. Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature, and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Join the Cameroonian food, music, and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores via Ingram's Park. Don't miss this adventure.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you'll have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs and on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here. We are here. And I want to thank everybody for making it on the last Friday of the month. The last Friday of the month. So tonight we should have a special guest come on, and definitely when she show up here in about the next 10 minutes or so, we're going to give her the floor. It'd be Sister Camilla Moore, Esquire. And if you remember her, we interviewed her back when they had the California Reparations Commission, and she wanted to, she hit me up, say if she can come back on, because in California, Gavin Newsom and them is trying to do some BS right after they signed at least the California State Senate approved for the migrants to get a home loans, right? But you want to BS on the freedmen? No, we need to talk to Sister Camila about that, because, we always talk about these lawyers out here. If they sign that law and black folks don't get theirs, then some lawsuits need to be filed, discrimination lawsuits, but that'll be, a little later in about 10 minutes. She should show about 10 minutes or so. So, hope y'all doing good, but in the meantime, real quick, get a few things out the way. Ethiopia trip, March 2025, Ethiopia. It'll be, for me, I ain't been to Ethiopia since 2018. So I definitely want to see what the changes are in the country, right? And some of you will be your first time. So if you're going to Ethiopia or if you're trying to get on it, like I said, we're closing out the month. We won't be talking about this trip no more. Make sure you make your payments. Those of you who are making payments, so you can come with us and everything. I've been getting emails from people like, hey, Will, can you give me the link? I want to sign up. Okay. Like I said, end of the month, cutting that off because we got other things we need to, kind of get going. Yes, like James Smith said, please like, share, and subscribe to definitely this particular channel. Make sure you subscribe to all our channels, Emancipation Media. I know Sister Demetria just put up 3 videos over there today on Emancipation Media. I'm waiting on my videos to come back. I guess maybe I get some up maybe tomorrow, and hopefully for close out the month. Also, the Phillip Scott podcast. Tonight we're going to be talking about Representative Sean Theory. She's a Texas Democrat, and she just now left the party, and so that's been causing a lot of ruckus here in Houston. And with the Texas Democrats, so we'll talk about that tonight. And, the Phillip Scott show, the entertainment things that we do over there. We got some content coming, just waiting for Brother Jason to give me that content. So let's just keep you informed of what, we're doing here and all of that. So without further ado, because, we want to get to the devotional. As I said last night, we had a little extra stuff to put on with your favorite mayor. So let's go ahead and get the devotional keyed up and while I look at some things in the back.
Hey guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henry, the people's mayor. Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth. Y'all don't do no work.
What is that?
No comment. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
So this is what it's all about, guys. They don't want a black person in power. They don't want a woman in power. If you ain't singing that yet. And someone so young. Everybody gotta understand, God give you what you can handle. That's what God give you. He ain't gonna give you more than that. As long as you can stay the course, fight the fight, and keep going, that's what we're going to do here at Thornton Township.
Clerk, what are you doing? They're out of order. You out of order. Did I call the roll? Did I say call the roll? I'm still speaking. You're out of order, Clerk Key. You out of order, Clerk Key. Like, stop. Y'all out of order. Everybody want to run stuff. Y'all don't run this house over here. Stop, please.
So now you have to listen in order to learn. Remove her. That's what all the hate is all about. It's all about your super mayor became too powerful too quick. So rare, so unique, and that's what everybody got the problem. It's all about control. And I stand in the fight because I want the boys and girls of the next generation to see what it looks like to come out of controversy and to come out of all the hatred unscathed. At the end of the day, God gives the test to his strongest soldiers.
Go tell that.
All right. Super Mayor says that God gives the task to his strongest soldiers. I didn't know God was giving a task to you to steal money. But hey, you may be one of his strongest soldiers. Maybe you have been sent to put that town through chaos to see if they can make it a trial by fire. Maybe you may be the woman for that job. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we are here. We are here. So got one person back there, but I'm waiting on my special guest here. But did y'all see the interview with Sister Girl, Ski Wee? Did y'all see the interview with that? I know last night, I hurry up and tried to, cut it on, because I said, let me cut on at least a YouTube TV on here and let me watch it and see what's going on while it was live. And I see why she was ducking and dodging. Oh, yes. That didn't make her look good at all. Now, we're going to go into that interview tomorrow. Make sure you come back here tomorrow night, 4 p.m. Tomorrow evening, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to get into the parts of the interview that I want to kind of, get into and cover. But if that's going to be how she did an interview, I think the debate is going to be worse than the one with Joe Biden. even in Joe Biden's condition, I think Joe Biden would do better than her at the actual debate. Because if that's the way you doing the interview, and they was giving you a pre-recorded interview, softball questions, you know, and I know y'all seen that Tyler thing she pulled, right? When they asked her about basically, you know, her identity. You know, you remember on the Breakfast Club when they asked her about the color thing on the Breakfast Club, Tyler was like, she didn't say nothing. She turned to her publicist. Hey, can we move on and all that? And she basically did the same thing. So, and you know the Shields, God, the Shields are so funny. The Shields are defending her doing that. I'm like, really? I said, this is what you're defending? Okay. But we'll talk about all that tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. Let me holler at. I see some of y'all down there already, so I'm gonna go ahead and let some of y'all in. But when our guests get on, I'm gonna have to go ahead on and get her up here because let me see, where's my screen? Boom. All right, let's start here. Where we at? Y'all just give me a second.
Hey, Brother Scott, can you hear me?
James from Chicago. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going there, brother?
It's all right. So what's on your mind?
What's on my mind is this here. And
well, let me ask you, the Democrats aren't worrying about black Americans. Why is that?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Elijah Muhammad said it real simple in the book, The Fall of America. And I will keep bringing that book up because guess what? We don't demand anything. You said over 90% of our people do not know what they cast their ballots for. Just like here in Chicago, I sent you some articles talking about we're about to be almost $1 billion budget deficit, and now our taxes are going to go up because of these migrants. But
yeah, so
again,
how much are y'all voting? Are y'all going to vote on that? 'Cause a lot of times when they do that, those bond proposals, a lot of is it through the school property taxes?
we pay property taxes for the school and for the city and county. Okay, so no, we do not get to vote on it, and they didn't give us a vote whether Chicago should remain a sanctuary city or not. So
yeah, because Brandon Johnson blocked that one.
Exactly. So again, we do not demand anything. That's why the Democrats keep advantage of us, keep blinding us with ignorance, and that has to stop. Now, I'm not saying that we're getting anything better from the Republicans. I know they're anti-black. Go by, tell some of my Democrat shields who are friends of mine, things of that type of nature, that we have to start voting different now. And you ask them this question, ask all your Democrat people this question, what are you voting for? And I bet you they won't give you an answer.
Oh, they give you an answer. Oh, we can't have Trump, saving democracy, Project 2025. Some of them will talk about, abortion. That's kind of the things that I'm hearing from them. It's not nothing more than that.
And guess what? They still don't know nothing about Project 2025 because things that they're talking about that, they're going to cut Social Security and Medicare. Project 2025 never said anything about that. I read Project 2025. It didn't say anything about that. And then you want to talk about unalive children in a mother's womb. I can understand when it comes to a woman's health and being raped, but the problem is that abortion is being used as a birth control in the black community.
Exactly. Have you read the numbers on like the medical necessity, violating a woman, or incest? Have you read the number? Like, what are the actual numbers of abortion for that?
No, I haven't read the numbers, brother.
It's 1% of the abortions. 1%.
I can believe that.
1%. The rest of them, I just don't feel like having a baby right now. Now, you could. What was your plan B at? Or matter of fact, why you didn't make that dude, put the Jimmy hat on? Remember that term Jimmy hat back in the day, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why you make put the Jimmy hat on? Or if you know he went in you raw and he shot your club up. Why you wasn't at CVS or Walgreens and getting you a plan B. Now, if you know you that type of person that like to bust it wide open, you should have about 5, 6 plan B. Look, I'm going to call it like it is, and you go ahead and take your plan B. Why you going to go that far in doing it?
Exactly. Oh, and one more thing too, Brother Scott. The teachers union, they want the taxpayers, they're negotiating contracts right now, but they want the taxpayers to pay for their employees' abortion. I'm like, wait a minute. Us? This is why my property tax is going up? And then the migrants too, on top of that? So,
right.
Yes, I sent those articles to you, and that's something need to be talked about because over there in New York City, they're suffering. Their tax dollars are suffering. We're about to be the same way.
Yeah. Well, all right, brother. I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. And read the book, The Fall of America, if you haven't.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I got definitely, Message of the Black Man, but I don't have that one. I need to check that one out.
Yes, please, brother. And you understand why we do things the way we do, especially when it comes to voting.
Right.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
brother. Appreciate you. Stay easy in Chicago, brother.
You too.
All right. Let's get somebody else up here. Caleb from Philadelphia.
What's going on? What's going on, brother Phil? Can you hear me?
All right, man. So your first time up here, and the Democrats aren't worried about Black Americans. What's your opinion on that?
I think that sadly the Democrats don't feel like they have to speak to the community because we've been voting for them for so long, and I think that sadly it's a little. Go ahead,
Caleb, brother. Now, if you could stay, I need to get my guest up here from California. So if you could just stay, and I'll let you back up after I'm done with her. Okay.
All right, no doubt.
All right. All right, Sister Camila.
Hi, how's it going? Sorry.
Oh, I'm good. Ain't talked. It's been a minute.
It's been a long minute, and I'm sorry I look crazy. I have not gone to sleep all night. It's been an interesting 24 hours trying to get these bills through the legislature.
Yeah, well, let me tell y'all what happened. So I woke up this morning about, I don't know. I think maybe around like 3-something this morning because I just been getting up early like that. Don't ask me why. And I looked at my X account. And I said, "Oh shoot!" I say, "Sister Camila, message, what's going on?" And I read your message, and then the interesting part, you were up because you responded quick. You good now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you had froze for a minute. Yeah, well, anyway, yeah, you responded real quick, and I was like, okay, she up. So that means it had to be, 1-something in the morning over there?
Yes. I messaged you. I messaged Killer Mike. I messaged even Tariq Nasheed. I was messaging myself off last night. All hands on deck in terms of getting these bills off the floor, and I'm happy to share more details.
Yeah, well, Sister Camila, you got the floor. You know, I'm gonna let you just have the floor, and you tell people what's up with the bill.
Okay, great. So first, I want to start by acknowledging my shirt. Just a little bit of legislative math in the California State Legislature. You need the minimum 41 assembly votes to pass a bill. You need 21 Senate votes, and then
look like your internet froze, Sister Camila.
What's going on? Sorry about that. And so this is what's going on, you guys. So State Senator Stephen Bradford, who served on the California Reparations Task Force with me, has introduced, out of all of the Black legislators, the strongest reparations bills to date. The strongest reparations bill since Reconstruction period, right? His bills would create a new state agency just for descendants of American slaves. Think about it. This agency would be a watchdog over other agencies, corporations, entities, police departments, ensuring that our rights are no longer violated and that we're no longer deemed to be second-class citizens. So one of his bills would create a new state agency, 1403, and the other, 1331, would create a new state fund in the California's Treasury account, a fund just for descendants of slaves, a reparations fund just for us. And so what's happening is the California State Legislature has until tomorrow, Saturday, August 31st, to pass all bills. And then once that happens, Governor Newsom would have until September 30th to sign or veto any of the bills that the legislature passes into law. Here's the issue. The California Legislative Black Caucus is infighting. Well, more particularly, they are angry at Bradford because Bradford had introduced these two bills that I described to you without them, right? He introduced these two bills probably like 3-4 months before them without him independently. And so they have been infighting amongst each other for some time now because they're angry that Bradford, didn't introduce his bills, as a team, those two bills with them as a team. However, they didn't want to incorporate these two bills into their package. And so that's why Bradford went alone, right? He understood that in order for there to be true reparations, there needs to be infrastructure. Every other reparations model, domestically, internationally, Holocaust victims had their own institution, their own agency, right? Japanese Americans got reparations. They had their own agency, the Office of Redress Administration. Victims of wartime crimes in Guam by the U.S. Army, they had their own, institution or infrastructure or agency. And so this new bill that Bradford introduced is called the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency. It pays homage to the Freedmen's Bureau that once existed in this country on a national level. It is a shame that I have to share this really bad news with you all, that the California Legislative Black Caucus, particularly the Black Assembly members, because that's where these two bills sit, just to give you a little bit more context. These two bills have passed the Senate side entirely, right? Because State Senator Stephen Bradford, he's in the Senate. So he did his job to make sure that these bills passed the Senate entirely, right? And so now it's on the Assembly side, and it passed through the Assembly through various different committees. So it's on its last stage in the Assembly side, which is literally the Black legislators, all they have to do is bring the bill to the floor today or tomorrow. Just bring the bill to the floor, introduce it, and let the entire floor vote on it. That's literally all they have to do. And unfortunately, the news and the word on the street is they are refusing to do that. They are refusing to bring these two bills to the floor because they are holding a grudge, a personal grudge against Senator Bradford. One last thing I'll say, because we want to bring in Governor Newsom into this conversation, right? Also hearing that Governor Newsom doesn't want to see this new state agency as well. And he has introduced amendments to Bradford's office, asking Bradford's office to amend the agency to become a 2-year additional study bill, right? Which is completely unnecessary because that's what the task force did that I was on. We studied and developed reparation proposals for 2 years.
Sister Camila, hold on. I'm listening to you, but I got a question. So
Sure.
just put your notation right there.
Okay.
Did they do a study on AB? Was it they just did AB 1840? Is it 1860 or 1840?
1840. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did they do a 2-year study to do that?
No. No.
Okay. So they did a study. You were the head of the California Reparations Commission, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you were the head of the California Reparations Commission. You did the study. You turned in the findings. Mm-hmm. Now Gavin Newsom, who is up here with the California government, now he wants to kick the can with Black people and say it's a study, another study. But when it comes to them migrants, they can go get money and houses. Am I correct in what I'm saying?
The Democrats, they will explain 1840 away by, and I also, they will explain it away, right? They will explain it away by saying, oh, this is a home ownership program that's open to everyone. And 1840 just allows now for undocumented immigrants who have social security numbers and taxpayer IDs to also be able to benefit. And so they're going to say, oh, that's not taking away from reparations. Like everyone can benefit from that. But I read the study for this home ownership for all program. And over since its existence, white people have been the main beneficiaries. Second, Hispanics, then Asians, and Black people are dead last. So,
if they got any at all, and you better be sure what Black people it is, because if Black people, what is it? Are they not descendants of slaves? Because they'll pull that mess too.
Yep, exactly. And then it's interestingly enough, we have African American elected officials, waxing poetic. Assemblymember Corey Jackson waxing poetic about 1840, uplifting the stories of Haitian immigrants and other immigrants is what he said. But behind the scenes, he is trying to sabotage, along with the other California Legislative Black Caucus.
Where is he from?
Riverside.
Where's his family from?
He's Black American. Most of the California, and that's the thing, most of the members of the California Legislative Black Caucus are Black American descendants of American slaves. I think, but for maybe one, Mia Banta, who I think is
So let me get this straight. So they're upset that Bradford put up the bill, and they want to sabotage how many Black people is in California now? Do you have the accurate number?
That's a good question. Let me see. I know we're 6% of the population, 2.2 million, but I feel like it should be higher than that.
Okay, so he wants to sabotage in the whole state 2.2 million?
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like that.
Wow. Okay. I thought they had more Black people there than that. Well, a lot of Black people left too. But okay, so he wants to. So this so-called Black Caucus, and even the you're not saying it, I'm saying it, but even the Congressional Black Caucus, like I said, that's why I tell people they're not really worth anything, because you wouldn't see the Hispanic caucus doing that up there. You wouldn't see the Asian caucus, the whoever caucus. They don't sabotage each other. Does it matter if Bradford put it up or not? Does it really matter?
No, not in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't.
I mean, so what you saying this one guy, but is all of them saying they just going to try to kill the bill or not even put it up just because of Bradford and say screw the taxpayers?
Yes. Yes, that is a position of all 10 members of the California Legislative Black Caucus who are in the assembly. That's what, we're hearing. We're hoping, that, their sentiments change. We're hoping to see, because they're still working right now as we speak. They probably won't adjourn until a couple of hours later. And they've been having meetings with Bradford, over the past few days or so. So we're hoping for some changes tonight.
Wow, I'm curious to know who these people are. I'm curious to know. And you talked to all of them before?
I personally talked to the elected officials?
Yeah.
Yes. I've talked to a few, and I can confirm that they're holding personal grudges against Bradford for whatever reason. And they also have said, I want to bring this up, in talking to one of the assembly members, she was like, Bradford messed it up for all of you guys. She said, what did she say? She said, Bradford messed it up for all of you guys. He, it's grandstanding. He brought these bills on his own, and that's the reason why we're not going to bring them to the floor. Also, Newsom has told us that he's going to veto the bills. And so we're not going to let.
Wait. So now it's going further past them not bringing it to the floor, because Newsom say he's going to veto them, but I guarantee he won't veto AB 1840.
Yeah, that part.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see, when you hear me talking about the Democrat Party, this is me saying this, not you. When you hear me talking about the Democrat Party the way I do, it's not that I'm a Republican. You hear what Sister Camila is saying. When I tell y'all the black politician and the black preacher is the worst entity to black Americans, now you hearing it from Camila right here. She did a whole her and her team did a whole study for how many years? 2 years?
2 years.
2 years. Mm-hmm. They signed a study. 2 years. Now it's time to act, and look what they're doing.
Right. And so not this assembly member, she also said, Newsom is saying that he's going to veto Bradford's bills if they come to his desk, and we're not going to let Newsom veto any of our reparations bills. So we're just not going to, bring Bradford's bills to the floor. What else did this assembly member say? She said also, I haven't seen you reparations organizers bring out, a lot of people to our hearings. Well, for one, they've been, that's a whole nother story. But she said, let's say we do pass these bills into law. Are you guys going to be ready to have 200 people knocking on Governor Newsom's office door saying to sign the bills into law? The organizers were like, yes.
So right now, Sister Camila, they can't. Let me see if I can switch. Let me see if I can switch to something else. I want to get you back on the screen, but let me go. I'm gonna have to go to my other screen. You'll be able to hear me. Let me see something. Can you still hear me, Sister Camila?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I want to show people real quick the people that's causing the problem on the screen. So let's give me a second. You probably can't see it, but let me go down here and okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are the people that is causing the problem in California. The blackcaucus.legislature.ca.gov. And this is Lori Wilson. Now this is Stephen Bradford, who she's talking about right here, the vice chair. Isaac Bryan, Dr. Akilah Weber. You know her?
Yeah. I know of her. I haven't talked to her. I know of her.
Okay. All right. Mia Bonta, Christopher Holden, Dr. Corey Jackson. Why is Kevin McCarty? What is he?
He's black. I don't know if it's mixed, but
okay. Cause I thought he looked like he was Caucasian. Okay, Tina McKenna, Mike Gibson. Lola Smallwood. Go ahead.
I was just Tina. So I said I hit up Killer Mike to post about the call to action, and a lot of these black elected officials generally, but particularly the California black elected officials, they get starstruck, right? They only respond to community pressure, a lot of community pressure, or celebrities, and so getting Killer Mike to post the call to action this morning. That's the tweet that Tina McKenna decides to respond to. And
Tina, hold on, let me go. Where's Tina at? Hold on. Okay, Tina right here. Okay, I'm looking at her. This is the one she responded to. This is the lady. What about Shirley Weber? What did she say about the bill?
That's a really good question. I'm not entirely sure where she stands. That's a really great question.
Malia Cohen, that's another one, and Tony Thurman.
Right.
Boy, they all got that. They all got that look about them, y'all. Y'all know that look I'm talking about. let me get back on my screen over here. Let me go down and switch back to Sister Camila here. Okay, we're back on the screen. So I wanted y'all to see real quick who she was talking about.
Yeah.
I wanted you to see, and according to Sister Camila, all of them are descendants of slaves, FBA, right?
As far as I know of. I could be wrong, but I think all of them are, with the exception of Mia Bonta.
Mia Bonta. What about Miss Smallwood? Where that name come from? Smallwood Cuevas. Is she married to a Hispanic person or what?
She's married to a Latino man, so that's where.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So, Killer Mike responded. Who else kind of got involved with it?
Who else got involved with it? Killer Mike, Tariq Nasheed, but I wanted to, I can't remember everyone on top of my head, but I wanted to share the response. So Tina McKinnon, so Killer Mike, he posts a call to action. And then Tina McKinnon says, our work towards justice is not limited to one bill in 1 year. The California Black Caucus reparations package is a multi-year effort, and I hope we can work together next year to see this work through.
Next year?
Yes, and so that's the latest rumbling. See, they're pushing back. They didn't expect to get a lot of this pushback so soon. And so now they're pushing back by saying, okay, we may not bring it this year, but we'll bring it next year. I don't know what world they're living in where they thought that's a sufficient answer, but it's not. And she's being pushed in real time.
Sister Camila, that's that answer like, well, just elect me, and then once I get elected, then I'll take care of it. That's that answer.
Yeah. And speaking of elections, she is up for a re-election this upcoming November. So that should be interesting. Yeah.
Well, that's why I always tell people on our platform, get registered to vote. And then when you see people like that sabotaging the Black community, all Black people need to come out to vote and vote against her. Who's running against her?
Well, that makes it even more interesting. It's a Latino man, Al Hernandez or something like that. I don't know who he is or his politics, but I'm sure some organizers will be probably wanting to know that.
Is he Republican?
That's a good question. Let me see. Yeah, he's Republican.
He's a Republican. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But her district, I mean, is her district a Black district or is it mixed?
It's a mix, but it's a good number of Black folks, and they are pretty strong Democrats in the district.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So this is what we got, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Black Caucus out there in California sabotaging reparations, but those same people, including Stephen Bradford himself, because I read the votes in the Senate vote. Stephen Bradford voted for the migrants to have the loans for the houses too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, he did. Because I read the roll call. All the people that voted against it was the Republicans.
Right.
Miss Smallwood Cuevas, her too. She voted for it.
Yeah, you know, all the Black Democrats are going to vote for it. They weren't going to.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question out there in California. Since you kind of look at the politics, why is it that the Black politicians want to vote to give advantages to everybody else except their own community? Like, can you explain that to me? Because I don't get it.
I wish I could explain it, because if I could explain it, that means I kind of understand it and I agree with it, and I don't. I mean, I am, someone who, I'm following the politic of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King in terms of I'm putting the needs of my people first and foremost, and I'm unapologetic about that advocacy. It doesn't mean that I'm bigoted or that I need to be bigoted. Absolutely not. But just like how you have these, other elected officials that are non-Black, they center their community in their work in the state capitol, and I haven't seen that necessarily from the California Legislative Black Caucus. Maybe except for Senator Stephen Bradford.
And see, right there is why Black people stay losing, right there. Because if you're watching the Hispanic caucus, if you're watching them fight for their people, you're watching the Asian people fight for their people, you watch whoever fight for their people. And then we're the only one okay, Gavin Newsom is a problem. And it's good that you said that about Gavin Newsom. Like he don't want Black people to have reparations, basically. And I knew when he went to Fox News, remember after y'all put y'all findings out, you remember that?
Yes.
He immediately ran to Fox News. Like, he's a Democrat. He didn't go to CNN. He ran to Fox News and talked to Sean Hannity about, no. It's no money. It's not that. I thought, wow, that's interesting. He went to Fox News? Just like so once again, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want to get Camila in trouble, I'm going to say it. This is why I go against the Democrat Party like I go against them. Do you see how we are sabotaged from the black Democrat and also the white liberal too? We're sabotaged on both sides. My issue is we can deal with Gavin Newsom, that's fine, but it's the black politicians is the problem. If we was all on code, like what Camila's trying to do, be on code, we can go on a unified front and deal with Newsom. But how can you deal with Newsom when you got a bunch of shucking and jiving, boot licking, and they look like they all part of the boule, all of them. They look like it.
Or wannabe.
I'm gonna say it. They probably all part of. Let me ask you a question. How many of them are they a part of fraternities and sororities?
Actually, I know Reggie Jones Sawyer. He's a Kappa. Bradford might be. Yeah, I think a few. Yeah, I think a few of them are, but I can't recall all.
Yeah, because they get like I was just seeing that boule look on them, so I was like, are they part of the boule? Okay, cool, all right, no problem. But now y'all see what the issue and problem is, right? So don't come to my page telling me why I talk about the Democrats the way I do. Camila's right here telling you why I talk about them. I'm only fighting for black people to have what the migrants are having. Now, let me ask you a question about that. How much money have y'all been spending on migrants?
I don't know, and I probably should know, but I don't know off the top of my head. And I mean, migrants. What is that like? That does include undocumented immigrants, people who are
migrants, illegal. I don't look. And you're not a citizen of this country. You getting resources that black folks not getting in California. You shouldn't be getting it. That's just my opinion. You have a lot, good and well, they have a lot of homeless in California. The majority of the homeless population in California are black Americans. Why aren't they getting off the streets, right? Why aren't they getting the homes?
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. And I just want to bring up Bradford. He introduced, what would you say, 5 bills initially. 2 of them were killed earlier this summer in a certain committee, the Reparations Committee. One of those bills was Senate Bill 1007, and the other was SB 1013. And both were housing reparations bills for descendants of slaves. One would have would have allowed us to receive property tax relief for descendants of slaves who still live in formerly redline communities. And the other would have been a housing grant program to help descendants of slaves purchase their first home, or if they already have a home, pay down their mortgage, or for homeowners insurance. Both of those bills were killed earlier this summer in appropriations, citing costs, citing the fact that we had a budget deficit.
But they ain't got a budget deficit for migrants. And then somebody in the chat, Jane, says that California spends about $27 billion annually.
Okay. And then, what's interesting about AB 1840, they passed it, but it's largely going to be symbolic because they're saying the program don't even have any money. California, there's no money. It all got tapped out in the initial round through this so-called lottery system, where the majority of people who benefited were white and Hispanic. Like, so that program doesn't even have any money anymore, but yet they passed a bill to expand eligibility to undocumented immigrants that have social security numbers and taxpayer identification numbers.
So the bills that got killed, who killed those bills? Was it the Black Caucus was a part of that too, or who was part of that?
It was the Senate Appropriations Committee. So the chair, I think, was it was mainly like, non-Black people that was in that committee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think that if the Black Caucus bring this to the floor, it'll pass?
Yes. And there's a recent article that came out with Bradford's quoted in it. Lori Wilson is quoted in it, and then Newsom's office has a comment. But in that article, Lori Wilson, the pressure is on because first and foremost, she doesn't want to bring these 2 bills because she's holding a grudge against Bradford because she feels that these bills were brought, without her, and the COBC knowing. However, now her narrative is changing. And so she said in the article, oh, well, the reason why it hasn't come down for a floor vote is because, we're not sure that it's going to have enough votes. And so then Bradford is immediately cited in the next paragraph of the article in the Sacramento Bee and says, we have the votes. If we don't have the votes right now, it's because someone is actively working against us.
And what's that person's name again? Hold on, because as you talking, give me a second. As you talking, what I want to do here is put them back up on the screen. So give me a second, Sister Camila.
Yes.
Put them back up on the screen as we're talking. So just give me a second. Okay. All right. So who was it that call that name out again?
Lori Wilson, who's currently the chair of the
Lori Wilson, this lady right here.
Yeah.
She's the chair. Yeah. Now explain what she did again.
She is telling the press, right? So she's trying to save face. She, instead of owning up to and telling the press, look, I don't want to bring his bills because I have a grudge against him. She's telling the press, we haven't brought his bills to the floor yet because we don't think he has enough votes. We don't think he has enough votes for it to pass on the floor. And then Bradford says, we have the votes. We know we have the votes. And if we don't have the votes right now, it's because someone is actively working against us. And who may that be?
And what are the names in that article that's being quoted outside of Lori Wilson and Stephen Bradford?
Newsom's office, where Newsom's office is saying that he has concerns, fiscal concerns about, the cost of Bradford's bills, although he allocated $12 million in next year's budget to reparations implementation funding. And this agency is presumed to cost about $3 to $5 million a year. So there is funding because one, he's already allocated the funding. He's already set aside $12 million for reparations legislation implementation for whatever reparations bills end up passing. And we hope that's the agency and the fund bill. So the idea is, that money, that $12 million would go towards the agency and the fund. And so, that's why the article was like, it was just strange to me that he's citing fiscal concerns. Lori Wilson also said the same thing. There's fiscal concerns about Bradford's bills, and that's why the COBC was very strategic about the types of bills that they put into their reparations package, which is extremely weak and basically is not reparations, because quiet as it's kept, most of the bills in the Black Caucus so-called reparations package were bills that they were already working on prior to the task force. And so they just folded it into this package saying that it was reparations, even though these were issues that they were working on prior to. So it didn't necessarily come out of, a lot of their bills in this package didn't necessarily come out of, per se, the task force recommendations in the sense that Bradford's bills did, right? A state agency for descendants of slaves, a whole fund for us on the state treasury, right? Those are the strong recommendations from the task force that Bradford was inspired by. He was inspired. I've seen him be completely moved, his experience. He was inspired by his experience serving the state of California, serving his people in that capacity. And that's why he brought these strong bills. It wasn't to serve his own ego. It wasn't to grandstand. It's because he was inspired by the experience and he wanted to give back and show, his commitment to his people. The last thing I'll say is in that article, it did say that the California's finance department had a closed door meeting with Bradford, Wilson, and someone in Newsom's office a few days ago, but no one, stated what occurred or what came out of that meeting. And so, the last thing I'll say is, You know, at first, when I heard that Newsom didn't want the agency bill and didn't want these bills, and he wanted to amend the agency bill to make it a 2-year additional study, you know, I'm thinking it's because he has political aspirations. He wants to be president. Like you said, he's been going to Fox News. He wants to angle himself so as a moderate in a sense. So he does to, you know, be the person to say that he signed off on this historic reparations and
Can't hear you, Sister Camila.
However, in the article, and I'll just conclude, however, in the article, he's giving a different reasoning. He's saying he doesn't, he has concern with these bills because of the cost. But the cost is not that much. When you think about what he allocated, $3 to $5 million out of 12, like that's not a lot. So right. somebody is not, you know, something's going on.
What's going on is just really what it is. The Democrats and the Republicans too, both of them are in unison not wanting black people to be made whole. That's just bottom line. But black people have been voting Democrat, you know, for sure for the past 60 years, right? And look at what the Democrats do. But yet the Democrats have no problem giving resources to everybody else to come across the border. But black Americans, you could, you know, wither on the vine, but come out and vote blue no matter who, right? So where do we go from here, Sister Camila? What's the next steps?
Well, the next steps are, you know, if people are in the Bay Area or in Sacramento currently, the California State Assembly, they're still meeting. They probably will be meeting until the next couple of hours or so. So if you can actually show up to the assembly floor and voice, you know, use your First Amendment right, express your concerns in a respectful, you know, in a constitutional way. I'm not even going to say respectful, in a constitutional way. If you can be there in person, please do that. But a lot of, in terms of next steps, if they don't pass these bills tonight, tomorrow is the absolute last day. So there's a lot of riders out in Southern California and Northern California, but the plan is people are going to be coming out tomorrow in person, and you know, all hands on deck in terms of that, since tomorrow is the last day. Yeah,
and those of you who can make it, go over there and call out that Black Caucus. Call them out, because now you know that. They're just mad with Bradford, and they probably made some little backroom deal with Newsom too, because he don't want y'all to have nothing. Obviously, he wants y'all to have another 2-year study, but he don't want you to have nothing. And the silly part is, if Newsom, he think about politics. If Newsom would actually do this, it can only help him, but it can also help the Democrat Party. But they thinking, well, the racist whites that don't want to have black people to have nothing, and the Hispanic and the Asian too, that don't want black folks to have nothing, I need their votes, so let me go ahead and deprive black folk of what they need. And these other groups, the Asians, the Hispanics, and even all the whites, they don't even have the voice like we have. And what's happening, Sister Camila, right now, every day I'm looking up, this is why more and more black people are walking away from the Democrat Party. Right there, all this stuff y'all talking about, that's why they're walking away.
And I can't blame them. You know, like, because, you know, people probably get the sense I'm not going to, you know, because this is happening, I'm not about to next day sign up to be a Republican. I feel like that's reactionary. But at the same time, I understand, you know, I understand completely. And I'm seeing it in real time as well.
I'm not, my position here, Sister Camila, is this: don't go be a Republican, be an independent. But be a policy voter. Don't, because it don't work when you go to a party. I mean, you can if you want, but be independent. Because that way they got to fight for your vote at that point. And we've been saying that for years. It's like, oh, we got your vote. It's kind of like being in a relationship and you're kind of like, I ain't worried about it. They ain't going nowhere. That sort of thing. So you get lax, you don't care, or whatever the case may be. So now a lot of black people are starting to leave the Democrat Party. And and a lot of them are coming more independent. Some going Republican, but a lot more is going independent. The Democrats going to be in trouble, but I want y'all to see why I talk about the Democrats. Don't come to my page telling me about why I talk about the Democrats all day. Because the Democrats is the one that's sabotaging black people in California. It's black Democrats at that. So
truly taking us for granted. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And then also, we got the election coming up with another California Democrat, right?
Yeah. Someone made a good point in Twitter Spaces, like, oh, I don't know if Gavin Newsom wants to tick off us black folks in California, because that could look bad for the national stage, right? So
yeah.
my mom, she showed me a text. She said this action alert is getting around to some of the D9s. My mom is a Delta grad chapter. She said, oh, a Delta just texted me saying, is it true Gavin Newsom isn't supportive of reparations? My sons are telling me Gavin Newsom isn't supportive of reparations. And that means if he's not supportive of reparations, then Kamala's not supportive of reparations. So what's people, and then they connected more dots. And then, this 1840 bill, and, they passed that, but they're not trying to pass this. People gonna connect those dots for themselves. And the Democrats won't have nobody to blame but themselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm only smiling hearing that, because our people are starting to slowly wake up, Sister Camila, slowly but surely. And look, and just coming from me, I appreciate everything you have tried to do for the black community in California. I appreciate all your tireless efforts. I appreciate you staying up and doing everything you can. And I pray God bless you, definitely 1,000-fold for everything, you and your family, for what you're trying to do for the people. I know sometimes it can get, you can get down about it because you're trying your best and people just sabotage and being wicked. But, it's always going to work out in the end more than what you think. It may not even be what you think it's going to be, but it's going to work out for the best. So, definitely keep your head up, sister, because I know sometimes doing that work, you're like, man, what am I even doing? I know.
I had many of those conversations but I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And literally, I read slave narratives as a child. Like I used to go to the library and check out slave narratives. Like, so this has been in me in terms of fighting for my people. And, I'm going to stay encouraged. So we'll see what happens the next day or two.
All right, Sister Camila. Well, shoot, it's great seeing you again. Hey, the floor is yours when you need it. Hit me up anytime, and yeah, you family over here. So yeah, you're always welcome to come on back.
Thank you, likewise, and thank you for giving me the space to share with your audience, and just remind the audience to participate in the action alert. So go to Phil's Twitter account, look at that action alert, call Newsom's office, call Chair Lori Wilson, call the members of the California Legislative Black Caucus. You can Google that as well. Do what you can in this moment, in this next 24 hours or so, right? You don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your ancestors. So
there you go. Well, Sister Camila, like I said, I thank you for coming, and like I said, anytime you need to come on back, you're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, thank you, sister. All right. Ooh, we right on schedule, ladies and gentlemen. People that we had in the back, that was in the back at least. Oh, where we at? Okay, we not there. We're supposed to be somewhere else, right? We're supposed to be on screen. Boom. Yeah, the people that we had in the back, that kind of took precedent, because we would definitely need to know what's going on. And, I listen to all that. Of course, I'm being just being professional, but I got very angry. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to go off. I wanted to go off about those black politicians, because I just can't stand these black politicians, man, because she's sitting here telling you that they playing games with 2 million black people, playing the straight games of black people's life. because they know Newsom don't support it, and they want to stay in good graces of Master Newsom, right? That's usually how they operate. So they'll go on and sabotage black people unless black people press them. So we need, all hands on deck. You need to, on our X account, and I'll probably go on and post it on our community tab as well. Matter of fact, I'll just let me go do that right now. Then we can put that on our community tab. Let me go download that right now so y'all can even see it just on YouTube. Let's see here. Boom. Hold on. Downloading that right. Or better yet, I got it on screen too so y'all can see it. Let me get here so y'all can see it. Where is it at? There we go. All right, this is where we at right here. So reparations call to action, demand a California Legislative Black Caucus and CA Governor Gavin Newsom passed to sign the lineage reparation bills, SB 1403 and SB 1331. And as you can see here, they say you can call or email. You can see all those numbers there. If you want to pause it, you can screenshot that, or you can go to our X account and you can get that yourself. You can post it on your account and all of that. So just wanted you to know about that. They said that, of course, the session was started earlier today. It may run to 7 to 9 p.m. or later. And then the address, of course, is the California State Capitol Assembly for 1315 10th Street, Sacramento, California, 95853. Ladies and gentlemen. So those in California, all hands on deck, And y'all let Gavin Newsom know, say, bro, we see what you're doing. And what she said is true, Sister Camila. That can also hurt Kamala's chances as well. It can. But don't y'all come over here telling me why I talk about the Democrats all day. That whole call right there, it just gives me more fuel. It's just like, just go ahead and just fill him all the way back up with energy to keep going at the Democrats. Now you see why. Sabotaging our own people. That is sick, and that is sad, ladies and gentlemen. But thank y'all for joining us on this, the Sound Off Friday tonight featuring Sister Camila Moore, right? We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. That's also very, very important. Get involved in California. Make sure all of you are registered to vote in California, too, because Lori there, if she's coming up for a vote, she needs to get voted out. It's just that simple. We need all 2 million black folks that's over there to be registered to vote and participate in the process, because y'all have so much against y'all over there. You'll have all these other groups that's against you, including the governor, Gavin Newsom. I don't see how any black person can vote for him after hearing that crap. He was like, oh, I want another 2-year study. He don't want nothing. He don't want y'all to have nothing. But he want the migrants to have something, right? But thank y'all for coming over here tonight. And we'll be streaming tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. We'll be talking about Kamala Harris, that's for sure, about her interview. And the Phillip Scott podcast tonight at 10 p.m. Go ahead and get that edited real quick and have it up for 10 p.m. tonight. We're talking about